Here's another one I picked up this summer, and I was really confident it would work because they had cut the cord off of it, and yet it had a price tag on it. And it's been my experience that when you see that, it's somebody who couldn't sell it, and they didn't want to be able to throw it away and have somebody come use it. So they would typically, cut the cords off. So typically, it's been, like I said, my experience that they work. This one has a cassette deck that I spent about 45 minutes trying to resurrect. All I could ever get it to do was rewind, and I took the whole thing apart, and I tried drops of oil here and drops of oil there, and the tape counter was seized, and so I disabled it anyways. Could never get it to do anything but rewind. That was all it would do. 8-track. I have no idea if the 8-track works. I don't actually have any 8-track tapes to try it right now. And you can see that got real milky right there. And, it's got these big, funky... I haven't been able to figure out when it was made either. But I've never heard of the brand before, Yorx. But just because I've never heard of it doesn't mean I can't take it apart. Cue the high speed. Whoa, this is kind of interesting. Everything's mounted to the wood case. Look at that. All mounted to the wood case. Wow, this has got to be late 70s. It's got instructions in French on it. So maybe it's Canadian. French and English. Yeah, I cut that in order to gain access to see if I could get in and do anything with the tape player. Genuine vinyl black walnut stickers on the sides. I mean, spare no expense. Look at the voids in the plywood. And the plywood was sheared, not cut. Let's just say they went all out on this bad boy. White Elmer's glue. I bet this is a small, today we'd call them indie companies. That's what I bet this is. Do not remove bottom. No user serviceable parts inside. Refer servicing to qualified service personnel. So for this, you got to go to your local blacksmith, because that's how old it is. The wires are stapled down. And they didn't have actual wire looms to staple them with, so they've used bits of real wire and just twisted it over. Serial number. $41,901,211. MDL M2680XXE 12237. Look at all the wires. Okay, so here is the radio board. Who made the caps? SP caps. And what are the blue ones? Can I see what the blue ones are? Gaffney. Never heard of them either. It's been a day of weird caps. Look, rat nest of wire. I'm able to sell the wire. I put it in bags, sort of bundle it, and then I sell it by weight. But unless it's big stuff, you don't get any real money for it. In fact, I haven't calculated it out, but I doubt even cutting this loose is worth my time. I can also sell the circuit boards sometimes. It kind of depends on the mood of the house, the surplus house, and who's there when I show up. Oh, this big through and through cap. Now that one might be worth experimenting with later. The rest of it isn't. Multi-voltage transformer. Who made it? Tam radio again. Second one of those we've seen today. Well, I mean, who knows when I'll get these videos up, so they might not come up back to back. But this is the third or fourth thing I've torn down because I'm trying to clean up this wintertime shop project stuff. So I need the room, and we had a student of mine who came down with leukemia, and so we're gonna do some benefit auctions for him, and I want to get some stuff made. So some of these things that I might have saved and destroyed later in the winter are now in my way. It's always tragic. Sophomore, so that makes him 15, 16. And by the time they found it, it was in his lymph nodes. So, they say the family's got no insurance, but with the new Affordable Health Care Act stuff, they'll be able to get it. You still end up paying 20% or whatever it is of $2 or $3 million worth of treatment by the time it's all done. God bless the American healthcare system. 20% of that's still an awful lot. So, anyways, I just need this all cleaned up so that we can get some of those things done. Alright, what do we got here? That is so sticky nasty. I don't see any screws on the front face. Looks like there it's a Mercury 12-volt motor. I was glad to see when I got in here that it broken parts, so it wasn't just a monumental failure on my part to properly repair it. So that's the that's the 8-track. Tanshin. It's a Tanshin 8-track drive. It's got some weird security screws holding it all together. They're a straight blade with a tit in the middle. Okay, now what holds this all together? I can't tell you, if you're doing this to try to make a little extra money, sometimes these things can be valuable. Volume knob stuff. I don't typically save it. I have no intentions of saving it here, but yo, crap. But they can be valuable. Oh, some trimmers here. Who makes them? Forward. 100K, 100K, 100K clicker. Fortunately, they're all board soldered stuff. There's a linear switch. It's got a little spider drive gear thing going on in there. So, again, not the most exciting teardown ever, but it will be for a good cause, so hopefully you'll forgive me just bulk stripping these with no fancy smashy, because we need to get on to building something for Franklin to help his family out. Look at that mess. You can see where beetles have crawled around in the dust. Again, if you're doing this to try to scrap and make money and you have time, or unlike me, you're located where they have swap meets and stuff. I've seen it where they would just take handfuls of knobs and fill up a sandwich baggie, and then you put $1 on the outside of it, and if you want it, you gotta buy them all. And I've seen that be successful a time or two. Yeah, you know, if you're trying to scrap for money. I live in Montana, so the only way I could do that is to bundle them and sell them, and quite frankly, it's just not worth putting it all together. You try to sell it on eBay. Oh, I forgot to smash that with that dual foam thing. Who cares? Who cares? Well, that's that. At least I got it cleaned up. Oh, and I bet you guys saw about half of it. Frickin' lovely. Thanks for watching.